Hi, I'm Megan, and today we'll be talking with Ben about escrow tips for sellers. Hi, Ben. It's nice to have you with us today.
Thank you.
So what kind of things should sellers be aware of when going into the title and escrow process?
Sellers should be aware that title is there for their benefit, and an escrow is there to help prepare the appropriate documentation that's necessary so they can fulfill their responsibility to that purchase and sale agreement.
So have sellers ever run into surprises when that title search is run?
They do, and that's part of why we do what we do with title. They say on average that 1/3 of every transaction in the United States has some kind of title issue, but they're pretty minor usually. A lot of those things can be mitigated very simply and easily on our side as a title company, and a lot of times the seller doesn't even know that's even happening.
So what is title insurance, and is it important for sellers?
It provides all the parties and the sellers the assurance that when they sell their home, they're really done with that transaction. They're not going to get a phone call 15 years later about something that might have been missed or came up down the road.
So what exactly is a warranty deed?
A warranty deed is a legal document that's prepared by an attorney or a limited practice officer or a licensed escrow officer in Washington that conveys the ownership of that property from the seller to the buyer. And it provides certain warranties to the buyer from the seller in stating that they know that they own the property, they have the legal right to sell it, and that if anything was to come up in the future, they would defend that opinion for the benefit of the buyer.
So are there other things that a title company can do for a seller?
We work tightly with realtors and sellers as they prepare to sell their property so that we can actually evaluate that condition of title up front, so there isn't any surprises when there's an actual offer on the table that might hold up that transaction from closing. Through the escrow office, we can prepare many documents to help facilitate the terms of their purchase and sale. Contracts are a good example, real estate contracts, deeds of trust for a seller carry transaction.
So are there any other tips or suggestions that you might have for sellers when going through this process?
Well, we always recommend that they work closely with their real estate professionals, especially their realtor. That good communication and having the confidence in their realtors is really paramount, and patience. In any real estate transaction, just like with the buyers, we strongly encourage and really try to emphasize that patience in what is a significant transaction, one of the largest in their lives, is going to be required because there are so many different interested parties. But if they rely on their real estate professionals, we'll get them through it.
Helpful information. Thank you for being with us today. And sellers, work with your real estate professionals, get that title search done before you sell so you don't have any surprises when you get there. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. We'll talk again with you soon.